Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Cypher. Hi, the Man. Tonight, I'm thinking I want to do just a little bit of Zatsu because when I do game, I get absorbed in the game, and I don't think to do Zatsu. I lock up. I become nonverbal. I don't want to be nonverbal, so I'm gonna focus on just do Zatsu tonight. Just do Zatsu tonight. And I've got a few topics written down on my notepad here. I've got look at this punk Zatsuing like he's a VTuber. Yeah, I know. I'm just a PNG. I'm just a PNG. I'm not a VTuber. I'm not a VTuber. I'm just a fractal. I'm just a fractal. Hi Ox. Hi the Ram Man. Um yeah, I've got a few things written down, but if you want to talk about anything at all, go ahead to talk about it. Um, and 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 yeah, so I've also got let's see, yeah, I've got a Vim open here, so we can like write things down if we want to write things down. I'll write down the topics. Um, as as we go across them. So the first thing I want to talk about is the title, bread and butter, bread and butter. Which, in addition to that, I'm gonna do the thing that Brolame said to do, which is we're gonna put text on the stream, text on screen, text on screen. Um, which is I'm pointing it at with my mouse, but you don't see it because actually I could do this. Text on screen, text on screen. Yeah. Um yeah, Zatsu is the bread and butter of streaming. I've said that a lot, and I think it's really true, which is that no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're doing, it's important to communicate. And if you don't communicate, you die. If you fail to express your thoughts out loud, then you're not doing a good job. That's what I think. So yeah, we need Zatsu, and we need to get better at Zatsu. I'm not very good at Zatsu, and I need to get better. So that's what we're doing tonight. Uh, Definitely, I love a good Zatsu. Yeah, I love Zatsu. I love Zatsu. Zatsu is my absolute favorite genre of streams. Like just pure Zatsu, and that's the thing. Like bread and butter is is a very plain food, right? Like it's not super ridiculously flavorful, but anything else you have, like if you make a sandwich, it's not a sandwich without the bread or bread and butter. And like if you have a soup, it's better with bread. If you do anything, if you do anything, it's almost always better with a little bit of bread. A little bit of bread and butter, like a little dinner roll with some butter. But, on its own, it's pretty darn good. It's like I like to keep a bag of dinner rolls up on top of my fridge, and if I'm feeling like having a snack, I'll slice one open, put a little bit of butter on it, and hey, there you go. There you go. That's a decent little snack. Bread makes you fat. No, I don't believe that at all. I think overeating makes you fat. I think eating too much food is what tends to make you fat, or rather, eating more than your caloric output. Um, so I think it doesn't really particularly matter, at least for like gaining weight, what you eat. I think it matters a lot more how much you eat. Hmm. Hmm. So we'll write that down. Uh, that was one of our topics. Diet. Yeah. Yeah. What else? Oh, flavor anniversary. Um, there was a project I was hoping to get out for the anniversary, but I don't think it's really gonna be done in time because the anniversary is like tonight. And it's not done. It's not done. But also, it's kind of a little bit of a self-indulgent project, and maybe it wouldn't be the best idea to put that out uh, for the anniversary because I don't really want to like grift off of the occasion, but also like I'm not really the kind of person to I tend not to do things for special occasions. I would rather do things on a whim, or if I'm feeling particularly inspired by something I saw. Um, so special occasions aren't really the sort of thing that gets me going. Um, Anyways, the Randman, especially warm. Yes. This warm bread is the best. It is so fluffy, and it's awesome. And Super Iron Bomb, yeah, for me, bread is one of those foods that tends to get me to eat more food, either because it's in an addition or the kind of food that goes with other food. I suppose that's kind of true. I suppose that's kind of true. But if you I think if you hold yourself in moderation, I think if you hold yourself in moderation, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really matters. Like I eat a lot of bread. I eat a lot of bread, and I'm very skinny. I'm very thin. Yeah. But so that was the yeah, I got the Texas Roadhouse bread and butter is insanely good. I've I've never been to a Texas Roadhouse. I've never been there. I'm from northern Minnesota, which is way up north. Um, and there's oh, you know what? I'll add that here. Uh, Places to eat here. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of places to eat where I'm from. My little town. We have we've got, well, I don't know if I should say exactly what we've got in case people, you know, uh, location docs, I guess. But we only have like a handful of fast food restaurants and like a couple of fancier restaurants. Um, but there really isn't a whole lot of options for uh, places to go to eat. So if you want good food, you kind of have to learn how to make it yourself, and that's one of the things that really got me into cooking. But you know, I'm a very picky eater, and that really I guess I could talk had that. Yeah, I like I'm a very picky eater because Ox is in one of the few places without. We actually do have a McDonald's. We do have a McDonald's, but there's like most of the other places that people will generally talk about. We don't have it. We don't. But I want to learn to bake my own bread. Yeah, bread. I I have baked bread before, but I haven't done it in quite a while, and I'd really like to do it again. Um, but uh, like I was saying, the thing that got me into cooking is I'm a very picky eater. I have some food sensitivities, and some certain types of things very much irk me. They bother me when I eat them, like potatoes or hot dogs and hamburgers. Like either the texture's weird or the flavor's weird, and it just really puts me off. And there's a lot of recipes where it's mostly good, but then there's like one thing that just ruins it for me. And if I'm cooking for myself, I can just make it without that one thing, and I can just make it the way that I want it. And uh, yeah, so now that I'm an adult and I can cook, I can just make the food that I like, and I love that. I love that. Once I move, I'll be able to cook and bake more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As, do you not have a very good kitchen where you're at right now? Is that what it is? I don't know. Um, I've got a fairly modest kitchen in my house, but like there's still a lot you can do with not a whole lot. Um, I think if I were like traveling, um, I would get myself probably an air fryer and one of those plug-in induction plates. Because you could use that like a range, but like basically like only one induction burner, and you could use that with like a Dutch oven and a cast iron pan or anything else that will accept induction heating, which is like not aluminum or uh, I think stainless steel also works. I'm not sure. I think it depends on which stainless steel it is. It has to be magnetic, like ferromagnetic. Um, but the combination of those, there's a lot you can do with that, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. I have a countertop the size of a TV tray. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's not a lot of space. That's not a lot of space. Um, yeah, you'd be hard pressed to do much cooking in a place like that. That'd be tough. Um, I'd like to do more videos about cooking, I think. I've done that before. I've done a little bit. There's some things I've said I was going to do, and then I never actually did it. And I'd kind of like to get after that. I'd kind of like to get after that and actually put it out, because I've got some interesting things that I'd hope people would be interested in. I don't know. You never really know when something you're doing is something that other people would be interested in or not. It's kind of tough to tell. Um, it's kind of tough to gauge interest. But the other thing is that you can't really ever ask people what they want, because people don't know what they want. Like, I guess that's another thing to put down is what an audience wants. I'll give an example. Is like the other night, for her Twitch stream, Pippa put out a poll of like what different types of what she wanted to do, right? Like karaoke or watch a movie, or I forget what the other option was, but it was like a tie between karaoke and movie, and she went with the movie, and then the movie went on long, so she didn't do the karaoke. But the movie was eh, 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 eh. But and that's the thing, is like, even if you put it up to vote, like I guarantee the stream would have been better if it was karaoke. But like, the people who are voting don't know that, and that's the thing, is people don't know what they want until they see it, until they see something like, and that was something that like Broly may say, it was like, if you were to ask people, would you watch a male streaming as a lolly doctor, and people probably would have said no, but like, he's doing a good job, and Like if you ask people who watch him now, it'd be like, yeah, he's all right. He's all right. He's pretty cool. You know, I think he's pretty great. But um, Cypher, I wanted to do another cooking video because the Sakana spaghetti stream was fun to do. Yeah, yeah, I'd like to see it. I love cooking stuff. I love to see people doing that kind of thing, and I think it's really great. I think it's really great that people involved with flavor are doing cooking stuff, and just about all of them too. Like just about all of the flavor streamers have some kind of cooking stuff that they've done at some point or another, and I think that's really great, and it's on brand, and it's lovely. Bobby Niku is an established concept. It is, but I don't know. I think a lot of people are, I don't know. I think a lot of people would say that they're not interested, but then you show it to them and they're like, "What the fuck? This is actually good." You know? Bro Lime's my flavor Oshi. Yeah, he's great. Yeah. On brand content. Remember, I got food poisoning after making. Oh no! Oh no! You definitely don't want that. You definitely don't want that. Um. Do I wanna pick another thing off of my? Oh, that was on the list. That was on the list as I had Brolime on the list. Brolime or Brolime. That was funny. Like back in the original stream, she's like, "Is it Brolime? Is it Brolime? Or is it Brolime? Is it Brolime? It doesn't really matter." Or she's well, Lalame, not Brolime, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's both, right? um. How about attention? Attention. I think this is an interesting idea, which is that I think if you're on the internet and you exist on the internet and no matter what you do, if you're in the comment section, if you're streaming, if you're a company, if you're a website, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing. You're competing for attention. And that's what algorithms are. Like the YouTube algorithm is designed around maximizing grabbing attention, and that's what streamers are trying to go after. That's what everyone is going after. And like you see streamers trying to get the attention of fans, and fans trying to get the attention of streamers, and it's very hard. It's very hard to, if you're caught up in that, it's very hard to pursue motivation outside of seeking attention. And I see a lot of people struggling with trying to find that, and I gotta be honest, I get caught up in that myself a little bit, and it's not something that I'm particularly proud of, but I think when I've thought about it a lot, and I think the goal I want to go after is I want to make things that I personally can be proud of, even if it gets zero attention at all. And I think that's what I would like to pursue. And I think if it's something that I'm proud of, it's probably something that other people would also be interested in. So it may also get attention, but my primary goal isn't the attention. It's to make something that is good quality. Um, and that's my motivation, anyways. Um, and I can't say that that's necessarily like the best form of motivation, or because like there's also like in the past I've also I've been driven by spite, where it's like if you're mad at someone, you can use that anger to fuel you and push you towards completing a project that's in spite of them. And I've done that before. I've done that before with there's this thing I did, which was a cave generator. And basically, what went on was I was on this Minecraft server, and the admins were banning hackers, like people using mods to cheat at the game. And one of my best friends was just like the hackers were like destroying stuff in the Nether, and one of my friends was just so happened to be traveling through the Nether at the same time, and they banned him. And like we argued that he wasn't at all involved with that. He wasn't using any of the cheats or anything, but they were like, no, he was close enough. He's banned anyway. So I was pretty pissed at them. I was really really angry, right? And I kept that anger inside of me, and I used it as motivation for my next project, which was when they restarted the server. They planned a release date for the new server, like the new version of the server. And it got to the day, and everybody was waiting in Mumble. There was like 200 people in Mumble. Like this was a big server, right? Um, Everybody was waiting in Mumble, and out comes this announcement that, oh, we've got the maps ready, but we forgot to run our cave generation plugin on it that we wrote, by the way. The admins wrote the plugin, and we did not realize how inefficient it is, and it's gonna be another week yet for the code to run. And I was like, and that was I saw that, and I knew that was my opportunity. Yeah, I'm waiting. Yeah, I used to run a Mumble server, but anyway, I want to finish the story. Um, yeah, so I that happened, and I knew that was my moment. That was my opportunity to just make fun of them in the funniest way possible. And I spent like a month writing a better cave generator that was faster. Instead of writing it as a like a bucket plugin, which they did, which was in Java, I wrote it as a standalone C++ program. I wrote the library to parse the region files for the Minecraft uh, uh, the level format, um, the like all the NBT data, and I looked at the algorithms for the cave generation, and I put in some I put in a bunch of optimizations too. Like they only did it like one block at a time, and what I did is I put in a three-dimensional signed distance field, and I used brushes on the signed distance field that you could move it further, and like they did like a cross, like three circles that were orthogonal to each other instead of a sphere, and I did a spherical brush, and like they moved it like one block at a time, which was like that made it really 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 freaking slow. And basically I made it very 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 fast, and I ran it on their old map, which was 11 times bigger. Like, you think, oh, they upgraded their server, they're gonna make it better, right? No, they made the map 11 times smaller. and so yeah, I released it and I posted it, and they banned me. They banned me because they were mad. they were so butt mad that they banned me. And so there was an ongoing joke prior to that of where people would post like a suggestion for the server, and they would just respond with code it yourself, right? And so here's this guy, here's me coming in and actually writing code and actually coding something himself, and they banned me for it. and so the entire like everyone surrounding the server, the entire community was pissed at the admins for this. And what ended up happening is that a group of other people ended up cloning all their plugins and making a clone server, and the entire community moved over to that one. And just the server just died overnight. Oh, it was great. It was great. So I guess I'll add that to the list. The cave generator story. But yeah, Mumble. Their Mumble server. We used, me and my group of friends, we used to hang out on that Mumble server for like all day long. all the time, and they did some, they started doing some screwy things with like spying on us with it, and we weren't happy about that. So I ended up spinning up my own Mumble server, and we all moved over to that instead, and that lasted for a couple years until Mumble showed up. Did they use your code for the cave generation? No, actually, at that point, it was entirely useless because they had already generated the caves for the world. I literally only wrote it just to make fun of them. Oh, for the clone server. I don't know. I don't know if they ended up doing that. They might have just used vanilla Minecraft generation. It's hard to say, but it was I believe it was World Painter was one of the tools for making custom maps, and it would make these Minecraft worlds that didn't have any caves, so they needed a cave generator to put the caves into the World Painter worlds, which was why it was necessary. So that was that. That was that was fun. That honestly, that's still like one of the best projects I've ever done, and it was entirely motivated by spite. It was entirely motivated by being angry at these people because they messed with they fucked with my friends. You don't fuck with my friends. That's I hate it when people mess with my friends. Bugs me. You know? So I guess that could go into one of the next topics on my list, which is parasocial relationships, right? Parasocial relationships. I think a lot of people have given their takes on the subject, but I've thought about it quite a bit, and I have some of my own ideas, and I think I'd like to talk about that, which is so a parasocial relationship is when you interact with media that's put out by some kind of entertainer, and that could be a stream, that could be a book, that could be music, that could be YouTube videos, that could be I don't know, posts on some website, or like blog posts or art or whatever. And it's and the thing is, if you are a fan of someone, that is a parasocial relationship. And I don't think that being in a parasocial relationship is inherently bad, because it's good to be a fan of things. It's good to be a fan of people's work and the people who make it, right? Like, if you play a video game and you're like, man, the developers who made this were awesome, right? I think that's great. Um, I think, but there are people who become obsessive, and I've thought a lot about how does that happen? How does that come to be? How do you get to that point? And I think it's because people confuse a parasocial relationship for something that it isn't, and then act on presuppositions based on their interpretation of the relationship, which is incorrect. And I think the biggest one is that a parasocial relationship is inherently non-exclusive. Like, there is no such thing as an exclusive parasocial relationship. And I think whenever you trick your brain into thinking, like if you're a fan of something, that's great, but you're never going to be the only fan of something. You become Henry, yeah. Parasocial relationship is where the relationship is experienced as a social relationship on one side, but not the other. Your pastor to congregation is another. Yeah. It's asymmetric. But on the other hand, I would say it's not as asymmetric as most people make it out to be, because what people don't realize is that there's the parasocial aspect from the other side of the entertainer with regards to the audience. Because again, like talking about attention, everybody's looking for attention. And even streamers are looking for the attention of the audience. And so, but again, the tragedy of a parasocial relationship is that it is inherently non-exclusive. So even if you're a streamer, the people who are fans of you are still going to be fans of other people. They're going to be like if somebody follows you on YouTube, they're following other people on YouTube too. They're following they're following other streamers, they're following other people who make videos. They're reading books. It's not necessarily exclusive to YouTube. It's not necessarily exclusive to streaming. There people who are fans of artistic creation are also fans of other artistic creation. It is inherently non-exclusive from either direction. And so when people say it's asymmetric, I don't really think it is as asymmetric as people think it is, because it is a non-exclusive relationship from either direction. And so that's what I think about. That's what I think about parasocial relationships. A blurring of boundaries tends to lead down an obsessive path. Yeah, I think the particular boundary that leads to the obsessive path when it gets blurred is exclusivity. I think it's when people, maybe subconsciously because of how the human brain works, think that it is an exclusive relationship when it is not. I think that's the core of when parasocial relationships go sour. I that's what I think. That's my understanding of it, anyways. I think of it like an entertainer and their audience. It tends to vary, but there is usually a core fan base. Um, yeah, but I think the yeah I think the entertainers, I've definitely seen it where the entertainers, uh, they get sometimes they get obsessive too. They do get obsessive too sometimes. Um, and you would be surprised how it can turn sour from the other side as well. You wouldn't think it would, but it does, and it's not good when that happens either. Hey, Dead Mac. Um, but yeah, that's my thoughts on parasocial relationships. I think as long as you recognize and understand that it is inherently non-exclusive, I think parasocial relationships are a great thing. Hmm. Um. Yeah. So that's parasocial relationships. I've had an experience with parasocial relationship once with a one view I watched. It made me uncomfortable. I stopped watching. Yeah. Yeah. Being grounded and realistic is generally a good practice on both sides. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Hmm. They kept asking if I wanted to hang out off stream and talk more. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. The thing is, hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I think, hmm. That's because if it's the thing is, if you can go from a parasocial relationship to a social relationship and develop that symmetric connection and actually overcome the it's tricky though, because a lot of the times people don't want to, it's it's not it's not mutual that people want to give up the situation of a parasocial relationship, but sometimes people actually do. Sometimes people do want to go from a parasocial relationship to a social relationship, and when it is mutual, that's fine. And then you can develop that exclusivity, and that's fine, but it has to be mutual. And the vast majority of the time, especially if they're a big entertainer, or especially if they're, uh, an audience member who watches a lot, and they're, you know, maybe you're, maybe they're watching you, but maybe you're, you're you're definitely not their favorite entertainer. You know, they maybe don't want to they don't want to go from a parasocial relationship to a social relationship. So and that's why those boundaries exist. Um, yeah. Maybe one views use it as a way to make friends, which is the wrong medium to do so. Maybe. Um, yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who are really really lonely, and that's as viewers, that's as streamers, that's as just people in general. There's a lot of loneliness in the world right now. People are very very isolated, and it's not a good thing. It's very sad. Um, so you have to make friends one way or another, or don't. You know, just exist in solitude. That's one way to go to it too. Like being alone. That's one of the things Rolame did was that thing is being alone doesn't have to be lonely. Like if you can be comfortable with yourself, you don't have to be lonely. You know that, and that's that's how I've honestly that's how I've lived my life most of my life. Like when I was a kid in grade school and we would go out to recess, like all the other kids would play with each other on the playground equipment, and you know what I would do? Like I would go out in the field and I would just walk around and just like think to myself about, I don't know, robots and cartoons and stuff I've seen on TV, and you know, like like I would just go and think to myself, and like people would see me walking out there, and I was like, oh, that kid's got to be really really alone, and it's like, no, I just want to be by myself, you know. And that's how I've lived my life most of the way through. But you know, it is really nice to talk to people. It is really nice to have friends, and if you can find friends through like a video game or through a Mumble server or what have you, it is really nice to have friends. But uh, I do just want to say, yeah, Brolame is absolutely right. Being alone doesn't have to be lonely. It is possible to exist in solitude. I think that depends a lot on the person. Some people have deeper needs to be connected to others, and some people don't know what they're missing because they never experienced it. Um, yeah, there's definitely something to be said for introversion and extroversion. Like that's like the big five personality test. I believe that's one of the aspects is introversion and extroversion. I believe I forget exactly. Um, and I do think people are generally inherently more introverted or extroverted. I'm honestly I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Like I am entirely fine being alone, but I do enjoy the company of others. You know, I like being around other people. I like talking to other people, and like I'm not afraid of it. I don't really have social anxiety. Um, but you know, I'm very comfortable being alone. I feel I tend to be a loner unless I'm with friends or family. I haven't made lasting friends online. That's another thing. That's another thing I've noticed is a lot of the times when you make friends online, you tend to drift apart over time. And I think that's okay. I think that's fine. You know, you don't always stay with the same people forever. Um, and that's okay. That's okay. But uh, you know, you have to enjoy the people. You have to enjoy the company of the people you're with while they're still around. Ocean is the acronym, if I recall. Openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, ag- agreeableness, and neuroticism. Hmm. Hmm. I enjoy my time alone. One of the reasons I chose to work two jobs is to have my own studio. A studio. Interesting. What do you what kind of studio? Like an art studio, or that's it. That's interesting. But um man, a studio. Like that's I've I've I wouldn't say I have a studio. I have a house and a garage. Um it's a little townhouse. It's basically like the size of if you think like an apartment, except pull it out of an apartment building and just plop it on a plot of land in the middle of town. That's about what my house is like. Oh, a studio apartment. Okay. Okay. I've never really understood what's the difference between a studio apartment and a regular apartment. I don't know what the difference is. Um, yeah, I don't get it. I've been lucky, and I've had the same group of online friends since I was 13. Man, is that like the you and the other milkshake guys like Berlame and Jackie and all of those guys? Studio is basically one room. Oh, so it's all like okay, so it's like an open. Oh, interesting. 300 foot by 300 foot apartment, a bathroom and kitchen space. A good deal for the area and price. Oh, oh, yeah, that'd be pretty comfy. Um, I've got walls. Mine is not like an open floor plan. I've got walls. I've got my living room. I've got the bedroom. I've got the bathroom, and I've got the kitchen and like the entryway. The entryway is kind of a room, but yeah. I think I showed my house in the video where I showed the before and after of cleaning my house, which was uh it got pretty bad. It got really bad. I've only known Brulame and the other milkshake guys for for a year, almost two now. But I've known Lude since I was 13. Oh, okay. So you know him through Lude. Okay. Um, I think I think Brolome said Lude was another nurse, so I would imagine they probably met by working together, but I don't know that for sure. I don't think they said anything about that. Um, I need to find housing because I'm moving again. Oh, yeah, moving. I've I'm not really updating this, am I? But uh, that's fine. That's fine. Moving. I've I've moved a lot over the course of my life. I've moved like three times when I was a kid, and then a couple times as an adult. And the place I'm at now, I've been here for oh, has it been 2 or 3 years now? I think it's almost I think it's 3 almost 4 years I've been here at this house. Lude met everyone through me. I remember talking to Lude when he was in nursing school. Ah, okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Company is paying for the cross country move. Just makes it hard to search when you're not there. Yeah, yeah. Like you don't want to buy a house if you can't visit it in person. And same kind of goes for an apartment building. Same kind of goes for an apartment building. Um, so that is kind of a rough situation. Um, I remember when we would move, uh, my dad would go and book a hotel somewhere where at the place we'd be moving to go take a look at things and get things going. Well, mom would stay with me and my brothers, and we would take care of the house while he was gone. Um, but moving on your own is a completely different story, and that's very difficult in and of itself. The last time I moved, it was just across town, so that wasn't an issue for me. Um, yeah, I'm hoping to rent a house and buy the year after, but that depends on conditions. Uh, yeah, yeah. I would definitely recommend buying because the the price of houses only go it goes up. Line go up unless there's a housing crash, which I got the hiccups. Uh if there's a housing crash, maybe it will, but if the prices of houses go up, you want to own the house rather than rent the house, because if you're renting it, that means your rent goes up, and that's not good. And also, when you're paying rent versus paying off a mortgage, um, that money goes into like if you're paying off a mortgage, that money goes into ownership of the house, and if you pay off the mortgage completely, then you own the house completely, and when you sell the house, you get all the money back. Whereas if you're renting, when you go to leave a house that you're renting, you don't get shit. You don't get shit. So it's definitely better. I would say it's definitely better to buy a house if you can. Um, yeah, it's a big tech area, so yeah, that's not easy. That's not easy. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so that's not that's not that's not so difficult for me. Like the ideal, I think, is to have find a remote job that pays well, and then just live somewhere where there's a low cost of living, like where I'm at, like where I live. Where I live, the houses are not very expensive. Houses are not too bad here, especially if it's like a little townhouse. Just yeah. I'm moving into a house with some friends in a couple of months. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I I just live completely alone. My own little house with just one bedroom. Um, nobody's here with me. It's just me. It's just me. I wish I could buy a house where I live, but every house is like almost 100 grand or $1 million here. Yeah, yeah. Gotta get out. Gotta get out. Gotta get out of California. Don't live in California. It's bad. Live in Midwest, Best West. Midwest, Best West. I can't do remote jobs, and honestly, I believe that remote work is burning accumulated social capital in its current incarnation. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by burning accumulated social capital. Um, but I don't have a remote job. I'm current at the moment. I gotta be honest. At the moment, I am still in between jobs. I still have not found a new job yet. I quit my last job, which was the laser cutter, um, like in August, and I've just been coasting off of savings, which is a little bit scary, but I've got to find a new job soon. And I haven't found one yet. But I'd like to find a remote job personally. I'm trying to get out there, bro. Yeah. Good luck, man. Like California is an absolute shithole. I would not want to live there. Not for all the money in the world. I looked up and got a 3-bedroom for $115,000. You really just have to keep an eye on the market and see when it gets better, or just look outside of your area. Mine was 28,000. Mine was 28K. It gets a lot cheaper in the Midwest, I gotta say. That like it's not bad up here. It's not bad up here. But it's just a little townhouse though, so it is what it is. But it's not in like a big Silicon Valley area. It's in the middle of nowhere. So that's why it's not so expensive. IMO remote work is working for companies and teams because people know and like their coworkers enough to make it work. But that won't last as people turn over and as people do unrepaid favors. People like I don't know. My mom has a remote job, and for I guess I'll say an insurance company, and she really likes it, as from what she's talked about with me. And it like she just boots up her laptop, does her work, and then she can travel wherever. Like they've got a little, not a little, but a trailer to pull behind the truck, and they travel a lot. And because of the nature of online work, you're not tied down to a particular area. You can work from anywhere, and she does that a lot. Oh, it can work. It's just you're paying in lack of ability to coordinate. I don't know if that's true. Because I think it's I think it's definitely possible to coordinate over the internet. It's just you're not in person. Um, we've got all sorts of communication tools for the internet now. Um, I don't think it's as difficult to coordinate on over the internet as maybe it's made out to be. But I would imagine it's not for some people, and if it's not for you, that's fair enough. But I certainly think it's definitely viable. I think it's very viable. It's harder, and you don't get ad hoc discussions that happen in person. Um, yeah, yeah. I think for me, I think it's actually easier to communicate online than in person. Um, because I like the asynchronous nature of online communication, where you can read something that somebody sent you, take a whole bunch of time to think about it, and then respond back to them. Um, Whereas if somebody just ambushes you with a question in person and you don't immediately have an answer, you kind of stumble for a little bit, you know? Um, and that's kind of true for streaming too. But I would rather. I guess that's kind of part of my personality is I'm more of a slow and deliberate person rather than fast immediate action. Like I would rather tend to think about my actions and think about what I'm saying to people before I say it. Um, yeah, and I think that's easier over the internet, at least for me, anyways. Uh, I was thinking about going back to school to get a better paying job. Maybe I dropped out of school. I was going to go for computer science, and I went to community college for a 2 year so that I could transfer it over. And when I was there, I kind of saw a lot of what's going on with like the politics and the bias of like the political bias, and I was really not a fan, and I really didn't want to support it with tuition money, and so I voted with my wallet and I left. And that's why I don't have a degree. That is why I do not have a computer science degree. So yeah, and those build social capital and serendipitous coordination that are sometimes necessary. I get what you mean. I've just seen where getting everyone in a room to bang out a solution in a short period worked far better than having them in their own offices. Yeah, you know what? Now that you mention it, I've definitely seen that too when I was mentoring robotics. Um, I don't think I've talked about that here on here before, but I used to do mentoring for a high school robotics team, which was FRC, and because like I'm pretty good at I'm pretty decent at programming, and you need programming for that, and they didn't really have anyone to teach it, so I did. After like I was on the team, and then I graduated, and I was going to community college, and they still needed someone to show them how to program, so I went back to the school, and I mentored them for a little while. And yeah, when I was there, I guess that was definitely something I saw a lot, is if you have a lot of people all in the same room working on the same project together at the same time, especially if it's something physical like a robot, um, that is definitely helpful. I guess yeah, I would say you're right there. Um, I dropped out of high school to take care of my sisters and mom. Ah, ah. I did make it through high school. I made it through high school. I made it through community college. I did get my 2 year degree at community college. I did not get my 4 year degree. My plan was that I was going to um, go on and go into like a 4 year school, like transfer the credits over and finish a computer science degree. But I left before doing that, so I I don't have a computer science degree. But I do know how to program because I've been learning programming since I was in high school, and like it's still something that I do. It's something that I look at a lot. Like I read code. Like even when I was like playing Botania, like I would uh, pull up the source code for the Minecraft mod to look through how the code actually worked, so I could figure out glitches and exploits and fun things like that. And uh, a job like that where I don't actually have to write any code if I don't have to write anything, if I can just read code and like point at things that are wrong, oh, that would be lovely. I would love to do that. uh, a degree is less important now than it was for a while, as long as you can show some experience. And that's the thing is I don't really have a whole lot of like actual job experience. Um, I've got a few projects here and there that I've finished, like the Game Jam games and my cave generator. Although I don't know that it'd be best to put the cave generator on a resume since I titled it "Faster Fucking Caves." Because it was just I did it out of spite, right? Like I called it "Faster Fucking Caves" to make fun of to make fun of them, right? So I don't know that that would look the best on as on like a portfolio or whatever, but and looking back, the code was honestly had a lot of problems to it. Like certain things could very easily make it um, have memory corruption and other things, but it was certainly faster. It was faster for sure. Where was I going? Anyways, degree is less. Yeah, degree. I don't know how important a degree really is. It's hard to say. The thing is, the internet does make it a lot easier to learn things on your own now than back like in the boomers age, like in the 80s, right? Before the internet, 80s, 90s, even the 2000s, like it was a lot harder to find information on the internet. So if you wanted to learn something, the best way to learn something was to go to school for it. But these days that's not really the case. If you want to learn something, you can just look it up on YouTube. You can just go on Wikipedia. You can just pull up some like documentation. Like uh, you can read source code. You can just read things. You just read things, and you don't have to pay tuition to go to a class. The only thing is, if you want the degree, the certification, the title, the paperwork that says you know the things that you know, then you do have to go to class. And I haven't done that. I have not done that. But I like myself. I prefer to learn things from the internet. I prefer to teach myself how to do things from YouTube videos and wikis and code and things that you can search for on the internet. I always wanted to work in the medical field, and talking with Brolome and Lude made me realize it more. Ah. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna. That's one of the things where you really can't be a doctor without a degree. Like, you have to be certified. You legally have to be medically certified to be a doctor or a nurse or really anything in the medical field. I don't maybe a tech. I don't know. You might be able to be a tech. I've never worked in the medical field. I've never worked in a hospital. I've never done any of that. I don't really know. Like I'm not an expert on the subject. But like I know a lot of that definitely requires licensing, and the licensing requires going to school. Just call it FF Caves. Like FFmpeg, yeah. But it used to be required to get an interview with the company I worked at if you didn't have industry experience. Yeah, tuition degree proves what you know more easily, but you can prove other ways. Yeah, so the last job I had, which was the CNC laser cutter operator, you think, how do you get a job like that if you've got no experience running a CNC machine? Well, you know what I did? is I have a 3D printer, and I don't know if you guys know this, but 3D printers run G code, which makes it a very small CNC machine. And to send in the like my resume and the job application, I I actually designed an attachment for my 3D printer to hold a pen, and I used a plugin for Inkscape to generate the G code to draw the resume and the job application with a pen. And I pen plotted. I pen plotted it. I also did that for business cards too. And I handed that in, and that really impressed them. And they were like, you think you could run our laser? And I was like, how much different could a laser really be? It's all G code, right? Well, it turns out it is really quite a bit different, but I learned on the job, right? But that's how I got my foot in the door. There is with a 3D printer project, and 3D printers are not very expensive. But that job I had, I was there for a little bit over 2 years, and I left because I had a lot of problems there. I had a lot of issues with that job. I could talk about that if you guys are interested, but I don't know. Tuition degree proves what you know more easily, but you can prove other ways. Yeah. The other thing is, because there's so much cheating in school, it doesn't really prove that you know what you know as much as employers think it does. I think there's a lot of people with degrees who have tricked themselves into thinking they know what they know, and they really don't. And I think that's very, very evident in programming. Very, very, very evident in programming. Yeah, my current job I got just because I know how to use Excel and Word and file paperwork. Yeah. Personally, I fucking hate paperwork. Oh my god, I fucking hate paperwork. If you make me fill out a form, I hate you. Like, that's the worst thing of dealing with anything that has anything to do with the government, is they will give you forms and you have to fill it out, sometimes in triplicate. And I fucking hate that. I hate filling out forms. I hate paperwork. I hate paperwork so much. It took me a year of interviewing since my layoff to get a new one. To get a new job. Yeah. Jobs are hard to find sometimes. I'm running into that right now a little bit. Schools don't teach shit for programming compared to what it... Yeah, absolutely. Like, especially with, like, the differences between theoretical computer science and actual on the ground what you need in terms of performance. Like, you will never ever see anything mentioned about cache lines in a computer science course or throughout the entirety of a computer science degree. They're not going to talk about cache lines. They're not going to be talking about optimizing down to that degree. Like, and the fact of the matter is, like, a lot of the algorithms that they teach are faster. It's faster because it's O of n instead of O of n squared. Well, guess what? If your coefficients on that are like a billion, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if it's that much more efficient, because the crossover is way earlier than you would, or way later than you would expect. So, like, a lot of the things where they teach, it's faster to use a linked list for this because it's O of 1 instead of O of n, except it's not faster because it's there's no data locality. There's no data locality with a linked list because it's randomly allocated. It's randomly heap allocated, and like it's way faster to do a vector or an array because it's all contiguous memory. And when you access contiguous memory, it pulls it into the same cache line. So like you're never ever gonna see anything like that in a computer science degree. It's yeah, you should use an array. Arrays are good. Or vectors if you need to change the size of it. Um, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. That's what I have to say about that. Like, if you look at how speed has changed with computers over the years, which computer science courses have not caught up with, memory access has stagnated while CPU instruction execution has gone up exponentially. Which means that these days, it's highly likely that any given code you look at is going to be bottlenecked by memory access. It's going to be bottlenecked by cache misses. It's going to be bottlenecked by how quickly it can pull information out of memory before it can process it, and how much processing it can do on an individual cache line. That's my opinion on that. And they don't teach that. They just teach less instructions is better. And I mean, to some extent that's true. But if you're requesting, if you need to use more memory access to do that, if you if you need to use more non-contiguous memory to accomplish that, guess what? It's not going to be it's not going to work the way you think it's going to work. It's not going to work the way you think it's going to work. So, yeah, like computer science education has not caught up with the progresses in the actual physical technology of modern computers. And that's just talking about CPUs. That's not even talking about GPUs. Like if you look at anything that has anything to do with AI, it's going to be done on the GPU with CUDA, with or some other some other library like that. And a lot of it's done in Python that calls out to a library that's written in C or C++ or maybe even Fortran, because reasons. Yeah, I remember a friend wrote a tree for word matching and found it was slower than throwing the whole list in an array and checking it naively because of locality, but that was using the Scrabble dictionary. Absolutely. But on another project at work, the dictionary was so big the tree made sense. Yeah, like there is a crossover point for these things. But all of that the computer science education is going to teach you is that O of n is what matters. Like big O notation is what matters, because you only need to care about the big N case as n gets bigger. That's all you need to care about. And it's not true. In the real world, it's not true, because small scale optimizations make sense in the small scale, and you have the small scale cases a lot. Fortran is because you can express parallel loops super easily. Well, you can't do that in C++. Yeah. I did have. So when I was in community college, I did have a professor who taught calculus. Like when I was in calculus class, he was a big computer science guy, and I learned a lot of programming stuff from him, and that's one of the things he was doing, was using Fortran for some fluid simulation stuff, which maybe that doxes who I am or where I came from, but I don't know. But yeah, he taught me a lot of that, a lot of what I know about that. But that's because he actually did research work where you would need to do a lot of those simulations. But a standard standard computer science education, you probably wouldn't know that. Like you wouldn't encounter that sort of thing. But it's only because I was going out of my way to like talk to him about programming stuff outside of class in office hours, right? And like that's been the story of my life. Is like, in high school we didn't have computer science classes. We had, like, the most they would teach is, here's how to use Microsoft Office, here's how to use Microsoft Word, and this is how you style things in Excel and make pretty spreadsheets. And I was like, God damn it, I want to learn how to use Linux, And so, like, I had to learn a lot of this shit outside of school. I had to learn everything I know outside of a formal education. And so, I'm very good at learning things from just things that I've read, and trying things, like experimenting. Like, you pull up a REPL and you type things in. You write some code and you try to compile it and you see what happens, and you do performance testing. You actually try things yourself. It works. Like, you learn things a lot faster when you actually do things yourself. But yeah, so like, there was me and like a couple of other guys who we would meet up after school and just pass notes with each other, because the school never taught any of that shit. Yeah. So I had a very, very adversarial relationship with my school, with my high school, because they did not teach a lot of the things that I wanted to learn, and they gave a lot of homework for things that I really didn't care about. And I did not want to spend my time fucking around with, 40 copies of the same goddamn problem that I already know. And when I wanted to spend that time learning programming, when I wanted to spend that time doing something that was more interesting and that I perceived to be more useful, and more relevant. And so I very much butted heads with teachers, and even above the teachers, the administration, the principal. And it got to the point where my senior year, I very nearly failed English, and I got kicked off of the math team. I was on the math team. I got kicked off of the math team because I was failing English at the time. Because I didn't want to do my essays. I didn't want to do that shit. I wanted to do things that were are you winning, son? Are you winning, son? I don't know. Am I winning? How do you win at Zatsu? How do you win at Zatsu? Is it possible to win at Zatsu? Hey, Foxy Roxy, how's it going? I see you in Brolome's chat a lot. I see all of you guys in Brolome's chat all the time. Like Brolome has the best chat. You guys, honestly, you guys are the best chat. Like I love Zatsu. I love doing this. I love doing what I'm doing right now, which is just chatting back and forth with you guys. Um, it's a lot of fun. I think I've said this before, but it reminds me a lot of um like being in Mumble or being in Discord, and there's a bunch of people in the no mic chat because who knows why they don't have a mic that day, and you're just chatting with them and they're typing and you're in VC, you know, so like that's why it's something that comes very comfortably to me, is because it is something that I've done a lot, but not as like a stream. Oh, I'm a streamer. I'm an entertainer. No, I'm just fucking. It's just VC to me. Like that's what it's like to me. Uh, shuck. I can show up in any flavor chat at any time. Yeah, yeah. I do see you everywhere. Oh shucks. My teachers sucked at teaching, but my science and English teacher, they were real ones who helped me a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely had teachers that were a lot better than others. Like I had a physics teacher, I had a math teacher, I had a different math teacher in a different school. Um, and those people were all really really good, and like when I would ask them questions that weren't relevant to what they were talking about, they would actually go out of their way to help me figure out what I'm trying to figure out, right? um but there were a lot of teachers who weren't interested in doing any of that at all, and they were only really interested in getting getting through the curriculum that's on the paper, and getting getting the the least common denominators of the class up to spec with the with the standardized tests, and that's all they wanted to do. That's all they wanted to do, and uh, ugh, it it bugged me so fucking much to sit through those classes and just have to listen to the same things that I've heard before again and again and again and again and again and again and again, and just put up with it. And I hated it. I hated it. It's I I hate public school so much. I hate public school so fucking much. Or I don't know. I would assume private schools just like that too. You know, it's just the way the schools work. It's just the way the schools work. I fucking hate it. I technically failed every grade in middle school because of not doing homework I didn't respect. Yeah, 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 and I don't blame you, because like a lot of it fucking sucks. A lot of it is really boring. It's boring. Why should you spend your attention on something that doesn't catch your interest? Why? My school hated me so much they tried to send me to another school because I caused some problems. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And that was the thing that my school did too. Is if you failed, if you were failing, they would do everything they could to transfer you to a different school so that they could keep up their record of zero failures. Oh, we don't have anyone failing. Yeah, no shit, because you move everyone away. You move everyone who's doing bad to a different school so that they show up on their record instead of yours. Yeah. It was. I fucking hate schools. I fucking hate schools. So bad. So bad. Can you give me a sec? I want to go get a pop. I'll be right back. I will be right back. Give me a sec. All right. Here we go. There you go. You know what I got for pup? You know what I got? I got a ginger ale. I love ginger ale. I love ginger ale. School hate. School hate. School hate. Glad I got that paper so I don't have to go back. Yeah. Yeah. I was hospitalized in that school because I had a funny episode. Oh no. Oh no. Cypher's, yeah, I cracking a cold one with the boys. Yeah, we cracking a cold one with the boys. And just like the pink yabbit. Soda ASMR, yeah, yeah. Except mine's ginger ale, and she hates ginger ale, but I love ginger ale. So good. So good. It's kind of one of those plain sodas. Like it's there's certain foods where it's very plain, but you can kind of appreciate the plainness of it. Like it's pure. It's very basic, but it's still good. Like it's still good, you know? Like it's like bread and butter. That's what I'll say. Ginger ale is the bread and butter of pop, or soda, or Coke, or whatever, however you say it. Where I'm from, the Midwest, the northern Minnesota, it is called pop here. It is called pop here. It's more of a tonic than a soda. I don't know. I don't know what it's. Whatever. I just like it. I might go buy a ginger ale from the work cantina. Oh, are you at work right now? Nice. Yeah, I would recommend it. They're good. Ginger ale is sparkling water. I don't like sparkling water. I really don't like sparkling water. It's very bitter. And it's not. It doesn't have any of the corn syrup, you know? It's not sweet. It's not sour. Like ginger ale does have flavor to it. It's very subtle. It has kind of a fragrance to it. Like if you smell it, sniffa. Yeah, it smells like ginger ale. Yeah, I'm at the office right now, and it might help with the headache. It might. That's the thing is, I've heard people take. I don't know. I guess it helps with certain sniffa. Yeah, she. Pippa's great. Pippa's great. I don't think I'll ever be. I don't think I could ever be as strong as Pippa, but goddamn that woman is so good at what she does. She's so good at everything with regards to streaming. It's absurd. It's absurd. She's so cute. She's so cute. She got the cute voice. And she just like me, for real, for real. You will never have a yabbit life. Why even live? Why live? True. Pippa love. Pippa love. But remember, it's not it's a parasocial relationship. It's non-exclusive. It's never an exclusive relationship. Never ever think that you're like, oh yeah, I'm Pippa's favorite fan or whatever. Like, the moment you start going down that route, that's a fucking dangerous place to go. That's a then that's how you end up like Henry. That's how you end up like Henry. Uh, but you know, you can always appreciate her as a fan, and I think that's the healthy way to think about it is be a fan, be a fan, you know. And I'm Pippa's top guy. Pippa needs me. Yeah, I'll do it. Oh, Sam Hyde's great too. He's great. He's great. Uh, yeah, yeah. But and you know what? So is Brolome. So is Brolome. Like, honestly, I could gush about Brolome as much as I could gush about Pippa. Like, Brolome's so good at what he does too. Like, he's always on top of it. He's his streams are always interesting. He never has any dead air. Even when he's playing Severed Steel, like, how the fuck do you play Severed Steel and still manage to Zatsu over top of it? Like, or like all the FPS games that he does, he still doesn't have dead air. Like, how the hell does he do that? I don't get it. He's just too powerful. He's too fucking powerful. You will never have a lolly doctor to throw off your shoulder or something. I mean, just throw him around. Yeah, and he's kind of a little guy, isn't he too? Like, I I don't know how. I don't think I've said it on stream before, but I am not a little person. I am not very small. I'm not fat. I'm skinny, but I'm very tall. I'm very tall. I'm like 6'6". So, you know, everybody is short. Everybody is short. He's powerful, and he's like that when we game off stream. Yeah, like that's a thing. Is like a lot of streamers are very different from their on-screen persona when they're offline. And Brolame, I kind of get, like, I haven't really interacted with him off stream aside from like messaging him on Discord a couple times, but I kind of get the feeling he's not really putting on too much of an act when he goes into a stream. I think he really seems like the same person on stream as off stream. I can definitely say there's some people where that's definitely not the case. But for me, like, I definitely don't talk as much. Like, if you ever encounter me in VC, I'm probably gonna be the quiet person who only ever hits push to talk every now and then, and usually just sits in the background. Like, I'm a very quiet person by nature. So streaming, like Zatsuing is something that I really have to practice, and like I've been at this for a little while now, and I haven't really stopped talking or had any dead air. But like, you get me into a game, and it's my focus is on the game, and I thought I had I thought I'd be safe even with a puzzle game, where like this is something I talked about, was like, with a puzzle game you can just stop and just talk if you want to just stop and just talk. But even with Manifold Garden, like, I got sucked into the game and I went nonverbal a lot, and that's not good because you know Zatsu is the bread and butter of streaming. If you stop talking, you die. If you go nonverbal, you die. That's how streaming works. If you're not adding something interesting to over top of the gameplay, then the stream isn't very interesting. And that's something that I really, really want to avoid. Is I don't want to make anything that's not interesting. Like, I don't want to do streams that aren't entertaining to watch. And so that necessitates avoiding dead air. Like, it's essential to avoid dead air, and I still, even with a puzzle game, I still can't do it. Even in my home genre, my favorite type of game, I still can't do it. Even with a game that's like really, really good for Zatsu, I still can't avoid dead air. And it is a skill. It's basically improv on steroids, and like it's something I can do when I'm focusing on it. Like I'm doing it right now. I've been doing it for the last hour and 44 minutes and 37 seconds. But you take even just a little bit of my attention away, it's gone. It's gone. I don't have the ability anymore. And so I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do about that. Maybe I need to get someone on call. Maybe I need to, I don't know. I don't know how to solve that. But I definitely want to improve the quality, right? Like I like I said, my motivation is I want to make things that I can look back on and be proud of. And if I'm making streams that are full of dead air, I'm not proud of that. So I want to get away from that. And I'm not entirely sure how I should go about doing that, or what actions I can take to do that. Let him cook. Yeah, let me cook. I like cooking. I like cooking. Zatsuing over cooking, maybe that might be something fun. The thing about cooking streams are very very dangerous for face docks. With reflective stuff and with accidentally tipping over the camera. It's kind of tricky to do a cooking stream without ruining your OPSEC. So I have a huge amount of respect for anyone who for like all the VTubers who do cooking streams, because it's a difficult thing to do. It's a difficult cook in a morph suit. I don't have a morph suit. Maybe that might be a good idea. I suck at talking without someone to bounce off of. I see myself more of an additive than a main ingredient. That's interesting. I've seen your streams. You're not as bad as it as you think. Your Zatsu streams are pretty decent, I would say. Pretty good. Um, Maybe that's the reason VTubers like Pippa suck at video games. Maybe is I I have no idea how the fuck she does it. I have no idea how the fuck she does it. Maybe she just spends more of her focus on chat than on the game. I don't know. Can't worry about face docs if you don't care about face doxing yourself. Yeah, and honestly, I really don't care. Like I have shown my face before and like taken it down. Like I did a video with my face in it and I've since privated the video. It's just like I remember a while ago Senna said she didn't really want to see her viewers and like have it revealed to her, and like I can imagine there's probably people who don't want to see what I look like. Like they like it might ruin, I don't know, some image they have of me or whatever. I don't fucking know, but like it seems like if I were to face dox myself, it would be bad manners, maybe. I don't know. That's the way I see it. Like I'm honestly I'm not too worried about it in terms of like security. Like I really don't think anyone's gonna come fuck with me because I showed my face on stream. Like I really don't think that's gonna happen. But like it's kind of, I guess I'd call it like it's a faux pas in this region of the internet, I guess. You know? I always saw myself as a side character and I always want to support the homies. Yeah, and you know, that's where I got my name, auxiliary character, is because when I was in school, I was in the art club because I was a fan of the art that other people made, and I was like, you know, if I was in a story, the story wouldn't be about me, it'd be about all the other people, and I'd be just a small, like very very small side character in that story. And that's where I got my name, and that's kind of what I base my identity around. Is like a lot of people have, I'm sure you've heard of it, but main character syndrome. I kind of have the opposite of that. I'm the auxiliary character. I'm not the main character. I'm the auxiliary character. Base AF, concealing your power level because Senate said to. Yeah, like I consider it kind of to be a faux pas, and so that's why I'm avoiding it. Not because I'm like worried about it. I'm just like you know, maybe people don't want to see that. I don't know. I never want to know that Ox doesn't look like Borat. Well, you never know. You never know. You don't know what I look like, do you? But there are pictures of me out there on the internet if you were to search hard enough and far enough back. But I guess I'd rather make it easier to ignore those if that's something that people want to do. I feel that. Did all 4 years of high school as a techie in theater. Always was supporting the performance. Yeah. Funny how I did the most shows out of everybody else during the 5-year reunion. Are they cool pictures? They're very cool pictures. Yeah. There's one of me that's like out at the hunting shack, completely covered in snow. Because yeah, like, you know, you think of someone who likes programming and tech and is completely fully immersed in, you know, being terminally online, right? That's totally me, but you know, Uh, I still like the outdoors. I still like hunting. I still like fishing. I was in Boy Scouts when I was very young. Um, that's actually something I wrote down on my list of things to talk about. Is like I was I was raised on a boat, on a houseboat, for like a lot of most of the summers, um, and we would go camping a lot, and yeah, I was in. What rank did you get? I got to star, because like I like a lot of the camping. Oh god, I fucking love tying knots. Like I'm really goddamn good at tying knots. There was a knot competition at one of the big summer camps, and there was like a whole bunch of people that participated, and I fucking won that shit. Like I'm goddamn good at tying knots. But um, yeah, I like the camping. I like tying knots. I like the cooking shit. I like the survival stuff. The yeah, knots love. Fucking love knots. Um, but I got up to star, and then and then it kind of shifted over from like doing fun outdoorsy camping stuff to like write an essay about nature conservation, and I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm out of here. I'm like, you had me on the camping, you had me on like, I don't know, going door to door selling popcorn and like picking up trash on the side of the road. Like I had fun doing that shit, but you make me do paperwork, I'm fucking gone. I'm fucking gone. Like, I fucking hate paperwork so much. BDSM needs lashing experience. Yeah. You know, all I'm saying, I'm pretty good at that. Oh, you know what my favorite was? You know what my favorite was of the Boy Scout popcorn was the chocolate covered caramel corn. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was so good. For real. No, for real, paperwork's I fucking hate paperwork. And you know what, that plays into my biggest fear, which is like the fear of deadlines. Like if you give me a deadline for something I need to complete by a certain point, I'm gonna freak out and I'm gonna miss the deadline. Like inevitably. You know? Like and that goes hand in hand with paperwork. Like if whoever hands out paperwork, it's like you got to have it done by a certain date, and I'm like, ah, fuck, ah, no, ah, fucking hate that shit. So, the moment that started creeping into Boy Scouts, and like the things you had to do for like to go from like star to heart to Eagle Scout and all of that, it stopped being about the camping and the outdoors stuff and all the fun stuff that I like to do, and it started being about paperwork. I was out of there. I got out of there so quick. I always support the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts because those cookies and popcorn are pretty good. Hell yeah, hell yeah. And now I don't see them. They used to go door to door, and I've never seen them on my doorstep. I would buy that. I would buy that if they were here. I got Eagle and Boy Scouts. Oh, nice. Good. Need to get the medal again, as I lost mine to put it on a sick battle jacket. Yeah. Yeah, that's something to be proud of, man. That's that's a lot of work that goes into something like that. Oh yeah, I feel yep. Oh man. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. With that. I remember like there was this one guy. I don't know if you remember like the survival candles where it's like a tuna dish and then you melt wax into it with like the cardboard. I remember someone lit one of those and then once it was all melted they pissed into it. That was fucked up. That was so bad. Oh, our troop was uh we were always doing some shenanigans. Kind of been there, done that. Kind of killed them. They're always by Safeway. Oh, okay. Um, Safeway's in Canada though. I'm not in Canada. Piss does not. It does not smell good on a fire. But oh, what are some of the other things? Yeah, I remember I was really good with knives too, with like carving, with whittling. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I remember my senior year in high school. I always had a pocket knife on me, even though you weren't supposed to. It's in the rules. If you got caught with it, you'd be in big ass trouble. But I always had it on me anyways. I always had it on me anyways because fuck the rules. We do it anyways. Safeway is a Coast grocery chain. Ah, I've so I've heard of them being in Canada though, but I haven't seen them south of the border, and I haven't been north of the border for years and years and years and years and years. But um, yeah, that's kind of where I live. I'm just like just barely south of the border. Ox kept that thing on him. Yeah, I did. My troop unofficially went to the smokestacks of a former World War II factory as a celebration. Ah, that's cool. Did you see any? Did they do like machining in the factory with milling machines and whatnot? It's always cool to see like old machining equipment. There's I once visited like a 100-year-old machine shop that was kept open as a museum, and it was really really cool to see. Cypher will never know the beauty of a Casey's breakfast pizza. I don't know either. I don't know either. What's that, Foxy? It was just ruins. Oh, okay. Just the building. Hmm. That is kind of interesting to see too. With like, I guess it's called urban exploration, where you go into like an old abandoned building like that. What? Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know what a Casey's breakfast pizza is either. I don't know. I always kept a snub nose on me. Based, dangerously based. Because my area growing up wasn't the best place. Yeah. Um, my area growing up was not too bad in that regard. Like, uh, crime is not really a problem in my area, aside from like meth heads. But it's much less of a problem than it is in the vast majority of other areas. Like it's very very safe here. Um, like people lock their doors, but even if you leave your door unlocked and just leave, you can be pretty reasonably sure that nobody's gonna break in. You know, like it's generally pretty safe here. Very high trust society. You know, that's rural northern Minnesota. I've done some urban exploration. It's pretty fun until I realized it was government property and they had cameras. Oh no. Oh no. Did you get caught? Did they get you? That's not good. That's not good. Many such cases. Oh no. That reminds me, I broke into my work once. Um, at the last place I worked because I work. I used to work night shift. Probably like most of us here because it's like 4 a.m. right. Um, and I accidentally locked myself out, and so I had to find a way back in. And the thing that I figured out was I found some scrap metal, and I bent it into an under door tool, and I used it to go under the door and press uh, the push bar down, and I was able to open the door and get in that way. And as far as I'm aware, you could still break into my former employer that way. uh, nope, I was wearing a mask and sunglasses. Based. Good for you. Yeah, my former employer. I kind of have mixed feelings about them because I would say they were pretty good people, and they were decent, but the work environment was, it was very hard. It was very hard because it was like a 10-hour day, and that's not including lunch, right? As it was an hour lunch, so it was like 10 hours aside from lunch. Um, and it's hard fucking work, like lifting big ass chunks of sheet metal and stacking them up day after day after day after day after day, and it's 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's hard. That's hard shit. Um, and it wears on you. It wears you out. It wears you out. And but the reason I left is because they got rid of the software on the downstairs computer and said, uh, if you need something fixed, just go to the boss for it instead of just fixing it yourself, right? Or myself. Except the problem is you have to fix things a lot, and I'm night shift, and nobody else was there during night shift. So a lot of the time, you would end up with bad nests, which is like the program for it, and no way to fix it. And then you've got people coming to you with bad parts, asking you, hey, what's going on? You need to do this right, and like exactly why it's getting cut wrong and exactly why the parts are bad, but there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. And that, I'm a person who likes to, I'd like to take pride in my work. Like I'd like to make things that I can be proud of, even if it's just parts, right? And so essentially being forced to make bad parts over and over again, that was what that's what killed it for me, and that's what made me quit. That's why I had to get out of there. So that's that. Uh, Once locked myself out of an apartment in minus. The mailman saved me from a freezing death. Yeah, we came home from school once, and it was minus 40, and we had to take shelter in the pull shed. And we ended up burning some old papers to stay warm until Dad got home. And that was pretty friggin' brutal. Minus 40 is like you will die outside within minutes if you don't do something about it. It's fucking brutal. Um the what shed? The pole shed, like poles. Um it's like a big building with sheet metal and poles with it's like a garage but not heated. Which I mean it cuts the wind, but it does absolutely fuck all for heat. So we had to start a fire, and it's a good fucking thing I know how to start a fire. Yeah. I plan to take the Brolime and the Milkshake crew to a burned down hotel I've been to. Apparently, it's also haunted. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. Yeah, I didn't get it. Okay. I've hiked miles at 40 below in Fairbanks. Wasn't so bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but when you're hiking though, you're also producing a lot of body heat. And if you're dressed for it, it's better. But if you've got just like the basic snow gear, I don't know. Or just like if you step outside and you're just in jeans and a t-shirt and you get locked out, then you're definitely gonna die in minutes. But snow gear, yeah, you can last longer. Yeah, yeah. Better than fucking nothing. Yeah, pole shed is better than fucking nothing. And we did make it out alive. We did make it out alive. But yeah, I guess I could also talk about that time I was kayaking. I was camping with my grandparents up the lake. All right, I gotta sleep soon. Take care, Ox, and everyone. Good night. Otsu Ox. Otsu Ox. Thank you. Good night, the Ran Man. Have a good one. Sleep well. I wish I knew where I left my snow pants. But yeah, you'll feel it, especially if there's wind. Yeah. Minus 40 is brutal. Minus 10 is brutal. Minus 20 is brutal. Minus 30 is freaking like. Yeah, kayaking. So I was up camping with my grandparents and my two brothers, and we were staying at a campsite. It was up the lake, and it was really, really hot that day, like 100 degrees. Which, I mean, if you live down south, 100 degrees probably isn't that hot, but for us up here, it's really hot. And so I was like, oh, it's so hot. I got to get out on the water so like I can get some wind, get the bugs off me. So I get out on the water. I paddle away, and I look behind me, and I see some very, very dark clouds. And I see the water. There's like a region of black, and it's just creeping up, and it comes past me, and it's just like, and it's just, the wind was blowing like crazy, and it started raining, and the clouds were green. Like it was a scene out of National Geographic. And the waves were like 3 feet tall. And the wind was blowing away from our campsite, but along the island. And the wind was so strong that I couldn't paddle back to the campsite. I had to paddle along the shore. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about then. I had to paddle along the shore of the island, and the shore of the island was very rocky, and if I got caught on the island, it might have turned out not so great. And then it also was starting to lightning, which I don't know if you know, but if you're out on the water, water is very flat. And if you're in a kayak or a boat, you're the one thing that's sticking up out of the water. You're basically a lightning rod. So you have to, if it's lightninging and you're in a kayak, you want to stay somewhat close to the island. Ideally, you don't want to be on the water at all. But I stuck close to the island in case lightning hit, and it would prefer to hit the tree instead of hitting me because the tree is up higher than I am. So I stuck close to the island, but not so close that I would run into the rocks, right? And I just rode the waves. And I rode and rode and rode, and the island, it turned out the island was much, much bigger than I thought. And I got really, really lucky because there was another campsite on the backside of the island with a beach to land on. And so I pulled into the beach, pulled the kayak way the heck up on shore in case the water came up and washed my kayak away, which would not be good. I pulled it way up on shore and I went up into the campsite, and there was a bear locker, which a bear locker is like a big metal box that you would put like coolers and stuff inside of, and then lock it up so that the bears can't get in there. Can't have Senna getting into our food, right? So I found this bear locker, and it was raining really bad, so I climbed inside of the bear locker, and I just waited there until the weather died down. And I remember thinking, while I was in the bear locker, oh man, I'm going to be in so much trouble when I get back. The Bonbon fears the bear locker. Yeah, she does. She can't get our food. She can't get our food. So, yeah, I was inside the bear locker because, wouldn't you know, I had left without a life jacket, which is, you're not really supposed to do that. Yeah, so I just holed up in the bear locker until the weather died down, and after it died down a little bit, I climbed out of the locker and I went down to the kayak, and I got into the kayak, and I continued to go back around the island because I was like, oh yeah, we're on an island. It's, just go back around, and I'll just say I was on a trip around the island, right? And I remember I got about 3/4. The TikTok zoomers could never. Nope. I remember I got about 3/4 of the way around the island, and I see a big speedboat coming by, like a big speedboat, like dual 400 horse motors, big ass boat. And it gets closer and it gets closer, and it turns and it starts coming directly at me. And it gets close to me, and there's a megaphone coming from it, and it's yelling, Austin, is that... Oh, shit, that's actually my name. Fuck. Docs. Well, now you know my name. Oxchar, is that you? Fuck. Oxchar, is that you? It was the Border Patrol. It was the Border Patrol. My grandparents contacted the, Ripbot. I might leave it up. I'll leave it up. Who's gonna search for it? I don't know. I don't really care. Um, I really don't give a shit. Whatever. My name is out there. I really don't care. Yeah, so my grandparents contacted the Border Patrol, the National Park Service, the sheriff, the everyone. And the sheriff had a plane in the sky searching for me. Yeah, they found me. Uh, they hauled me up out of the water, picked the kayak up onto the boat, and they gave me a life jacket and said, "You put this on right now." And they brought me back to the campsite, and that was that. I was not in trouble. But they were very scared. They thought I had died. They thought I went a different direction and very likely crashed and sank. That's not a bad response given when on the water and a storm hit. True, and I really don't blame them. Because they made the right call. But yeah, honestly, I had a lot of fun on that trip though. But a lot of people were very, very worried about me. They very much thought I was likely, possibly dead. Um, yeah. But in all honesty, I would probably do it again. It's a lot of fun to ride a kayak in waves like that. I want to kayak the Apostle Islands. That'd be fun. I don't know. Let me Google. Where are the Apostle Islands? I'm not entirely familiar. Let me Google Maps. Apostle Islands. Where is that? Where is that exactly? Oh. Oh yeah, that's just in Superior. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. I could probably do that actually. I could go down there. That'd be fun. Northern Wisconsin, yeah. Yeah, I'm from like I said, I'm from northern Minnesota. Um, and so that's not too terribly far away. Hmm. Canoeing with a bro is better than kayaking. Um, I've been canoeing. I can canoe on my own too. Like I've taken a canoe out by myself. But I kind of feel like if you're going out with a bro, um, I think you're better off with each person having their own. Like bro has a kayak, you have a kayak, or one of you has the canoe with all the supplies. But it's it's a lot more fun if you have your own little vessel. You know. That's my opinion, anyways. But I do very much enjoy being out on the water, and I haven't really been out on the water in years and years and years and years. But I would really like to go out. Going out with a bro sounds kind of gay, man. Not really. Not really. You're just going fishing. Just going fishing with a homie. Or exploring, whatever. Don't necessarily have to go fishing if you're going out on the water. It's never gay to go out adventuring with her. Exactly. It's not. It's not gay to go on adventures, but oh, but man, if you've got a girlfriend to go adventuring with, that's something else entirely. Oh, that's nice. Never done it though, but that'd be nice. That would be nice. That'd be very, very romantic. Yeah, imagine sitting there in the sunset with some deep fried homemade tendies that you cooked up in the Dutch oven over the campfire. Oh, that'd be nice. I wish to do it once. Never got around to taking a GF with me camping, and I wish I had. Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, my mom and dad definitely did a lot, and they very much enjoyed it. And you know, my grandparents still go out even as even as old as they are. They still do everything together. Even hunting. You know, my grandma shoots a 30-06, and she can outshoot anyone in the family. My go-to camping place is Rock Island State Park. Look it up on the stream. It's a gorgeous place. Let me all right. Let me switch over. You know what? I installed Opera as a stream browser, so I can add that. I think I need to add a window capture. Say Opera, and we'll do. Where's Opera? There we go. And then I think I've got to resize this because my monitor is pretty big. My new monitor. I got the flavor wiki pulled up. Let's see. Gross Opera. Yeah, I know. What I normally use for a browser is a browser called Qt Browser, which has like Vim bindings and fun shit. But Opera, because it doesn't have like search history and whatnot. So let's see. What was it you wanted me to look up? It's Rock Island State Park. All right. Rock Island State Park. Oh, it doesn't have DuckDuckGo. Wisconsin DNR. Well, that's pretty. Let's look it up. Oh, it doesn't have the bindings. Not Qt Browser. It doesn't have the. Go to images. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I use Firefox for other things though too. So, like it wouldn't be entirely safe for streaming either. Oh man. Where is this exactly? Oh, it's in Tennessee. Okay. That's pretty. Yeah. I'm cold and it's late. Night, man. Alright, good night, Super Iron Bob. You have a good one. What else could we look at? Tennessee State Parks. Oh. Was I looking at the wrong one? Yeah, it looks like there's one in Wisconsin and one in Tennessee. So it's the Wisconsin one, I would imagine. Let's go to maps here. I think Google Maps took us to the wrong one. PDF. Okay. Do you have any images? I don't know. And the thing is, because there's two of them, I don't know which of the images are from the Tennessee ones, and which ones are from the Wisconsin ones. So, but that does look really pretty. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. Yeah, I had the flavor wiki pulled up because it's the flavor anniversary, and I'm sorry, I don't have any projects to show. I'm sorry. That's the Thorderson Boathouse. Okay, but I wanted to maybe look at the various people on the wiki. We've got Minna, Senna, Brolame, Donna. Donna's a new entry. But Donna was one of the original characters, but now we've got the voice changer Donna, who's streaming pretty regularly now. Actually, that's kind of cool to see. We got Rika. Rika hasn't streamed in a while. That's kind of unfortunate. Juwoon. And Kino Lime. I haven't really watched a whole lot of Kino Lime, but she's great. Donatello. I haven't watched a whole lot of Donatello either, unfortunately. But Lalame or Brolame said he does a lot of comic stuff. I think. Yeah. I forgot to actually make something, and I got busy with touching grass. Yeah. Yeah. We have Nyana, Abby, Elunette. Elunette, my beloved Elunette. Elunette. But yeah, Nyana and Abby, they're doing great stuff. Nyana's great. Abby's great. Marie, I miss Marie. I miss Marie. Mixie's great. Mixie's great. Oh, and Minta. Oh, Minta. Minta's great. Navel hasn't. Oh, okay, we gotta pull this up. Right freaking now. We gotta pull this up. Because I feel like this has not gotten the attention that it deserves. Which was her animation. Fucking opera. Bruh. I'm Naval's only good for you, man. Like, good for you. I'm not gonna be able to watch videos in opera. Alright, I'll just... Fuck's sake. I'll have to pull it up in cute browser then. Fine. And then tab give. And then I'm just gonna close out of this. Quit opera. And then we'll move this over here. And then change the window capture. Where's the window capture? I'll full screen that. And where is it? Why doesn't it show? Alright, I'll make a new window capture then. New window capture. Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna play this on stream. We're gonna play this on stream because I don't know, aside from Naval herself, who's actually taken a look at it. I gotta move it down though, so it doesn't cover up everything else, including chat. Okay, so then, and then I gotta connect the audio to, which, connect.
Morning.
All right, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this, guys.
Morning. Welcome to
She did all of the art for this. She did all of the art for this.
Of our ice cream that I probably made myself.
They are a bit weird though. By the way, why is it so isolated? Sorry. I didn't know it was a sensitive topic for you. Well, as you've mentioned, the flavors are pretty weird and different. That may have made other people think it was too weird. Now, since sales aren't doing so well, I have a huge debt to pay.
Well, I think it's about time we order now, cause I'm pretty sure my friend over here heard nothing you just said. Choose one now, darling.
I want to see.
That one. All right then.
Yeah.
We'll get two of that one,
Yeah,
please.
it's fantastic.
VTuber earns $1.67 million online through Super Chat, a virtual donation the fans give them, while I'm earning nickels every year. Anyways, continuing on to the latest news. Up here next we have...
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm thinking?
I wonder if she had some possibly unrealistic expectations.
She's so perfect! Get a bucket! Get a bucket! Get a bucket!
She's melting. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. She's just in the freezer. She just lives in the freezer.
Ice cream VTuber takes over platforms, and we are all curious. Just how is this creature living and earning more than me?
I know, right?
Anyways,
This is amazing. It's so
my
good.
little baby is growing up so fast.
Your business is too. It's all thanks to those two. Let me check on how my dear Navel's doing. Navel! Navel! I'm coming in, okay? It's Orange, everyone! Thanks for coming! Bye-bye! See you! Bye-bye! Give me a break, man.
It's so cute. It's so cute. Man, like, so well done. Yeah. Oh my god, my own stream is showing up in my recommends. What the Oh, Rich is streaming too. Yeah, so, okay. Alright, I gotta switch. Let me turn off the window capture so you don't see me searching things. In case there's like search history. Let's go back to the flavor wiki. Yeah. Okay. Back on. It reminded me of it reminded me why I wanted to protect that orange cream. Yeah. Yeah, so Navel. She doesn't stream all that much, but I really do appreciate the things that she did for the time that she did it, even if she isn't all that active. And Juby and Stella and Coconut Blanc, his stuff was really high effort too, but he kind of, I don't know. I kind of wish he was still around. Honestly, I do kind of wish he was still around. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. Yeah, Juby and Stella, and now she's back on her PL now. I kind of wish she would have stuck it out, but I understand. I understand. Then there were these ones who I think all of these ones did like one stream and then left, I think, or didn't even stream. I don't know. I don't remember all of them very well. But I did really like Gumi's design. Let me see if we can pull that up. Oh, that's all we've got. There isn't like a page for that. Rhyme-y! This isn't let me. Oh, there we go. Now we can scale. Rhyme-y. Is there a page for Rhyme? Oh yeah, we got a page for Rhyme-y now. I think Deadmac was working on that, right? Height tall enough for hydraulic press. Wait, light enough for hydraulic press. Oh my god. Raimi is an energetic and Kingdom Hearts obsessed rat. While the majority of her streams have featured Square Enix titles, she also enjoys Nintendo titles, Pokemon fan games, and anything made by Todd Howard. Todd Howard! Oh, Todd Howard! And Bethesda. Despite hating Todd. Based. Very based. While she isn't streaming on her channel, you can catch her collaborating with Dr. Lullaby, aka Lullaby. Yeah. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. tell me lies. Where, 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 where? Where? Chat. Absolutely. It Coconut had that potential, but I think he flew too close to the sun. Yeah, I. Yeah, I don't know. TBH Milkshake was supposed to be a meme, and we were supposed to never stream. Yeah, but that's the thing with flavor, isn't it? Is everything starts out as a meme, and then you make the meme a reality, because meme magic, right? I really wish Gumi was still around. She was cool. I really didn't see her a whole lot. Like I didn't catch any of her. Like I don't know. Did she stream? I don't even know. But the design is really cool. I like the cyberpunk aesthetic. And I don't know if she had done like hacker stuff, like I don't know, like loosely inspired by like Live Overflow, that kind of thing. That would be really, really cool to see. I think that could really take off. I think, honestly, if there was a VTuber, there really aren't a whole lot of like hacker VTubers, are there? I think that'd be cool to see. Yeah, Rhymey's great. Rhymey's great. What else have we got here? Sawa on the flavor wiki. Sawa, the official canon flavor member, sour grape, is on the flavor wiki. OMG. Sawa's great. Sawa's amazing. Sawa is in a league of her own, honestly. She is something else. And then Temp, the senpai, the homie, Temp. Gotta love Temp. Temp's great. Temp is fantastic. And then Pua. I remember. Yeah, I remember who Pua was now. Yeah. Pua was the one that was genned by fuck. I'm brain dead. I'm brain fried. It's like almost 5 a.m. by thinking about adding Sauda to the vote for the gold medal player on the team. Yeah. I think it's like, I don't know if anyone remembers, but like there was this time before Sawa like officially quote unquote officially joined Flavor, where I was memeing the hell out of just pretending that Sawa was Flavor. And I think she just did it just to shut me up. I think that was great. That was funny. Then we've got Miliardo always doing the watch-alongs with Minna and the Gundam builds. And Soren's cool too. Yeah, all of these people are just absolutely lovely people. I think. Well, I don't know. I really don't know anything about the people who haven't streamed a whole lot or haven't put out a whole lot of content. Naval, even though she hasn't streamed a whole lot, that one animation was so freaking high effort. I still have to appreciate that, you know. Juby, she did used to stream a lot, and I didn't really catch a whole lot of her streams. I don't know. I missed them a lot. I didn't see it. Hello, Nat, my beloved. But yeah, all these people are freaking great for keeping the meme alive for a whole fucking year. Pippa made this. Pippa created this meme. This joke. this idea a year ago, and all of these people, so some of them on and off, but all of these the people involved have kept this dream alive for a whole fucking year. And God, Brolame and Senna, man, like they're professional beyond belief. Like, and it's a meme. It's a meme, and it got this much traction. This much effort behind it. Yeah. Flavor is really cool because everybody in it is really cool. Even Nicola was alright. Yeah, everyone did cool stuff. Even the little bit, even the little things. I did think it would have been a bigger deal that it was a year of this autism, but TBH, I'm just happy to be here. I respect DeadMac for setting up most of this wiki. Yeah, DeadMac put a lot of work in. Like even Brolive. I think he put in pages for Milkshake too, didn't he? Oh, he's got links to like Severed Steel. Quotes. Lolly 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 may, it's me, Dr. Lolly may, VTuber intro. I'm not gay! It's Jover. Lee Schizo, most of Manhattan. I'm just a fan. Take my meds. This didn't actually come from Brolame. This came from the original Flavor stream. This was like the tagline on the slideshow for Lolame that Pippa put on there. We're so back. We are so back. We are so back, you guys. Just hit go live. I hit go live. We hit go live. DeadMac hit go live. Cypher, you hit go live. We hit go live. That's what we do. That's what we do here. Numbers, hate the numbers. Hate the YouTube numbers. Love the numbers in some other context, but hate the YouTube numbers. I'm a pro at cutting fruit circle. What, is this something he's known for? We're cringe but free. This came from Pippa. This is a Pippa thing. But I mean, he quotes it a lot, and for good reason, because it's good advice. But I think that came from Pippa. Support the Chuba while you can, because you never know when they won't be there. I 100% agree with this. And this is something he says a lot. And I agree with this because human beings are not immortal. Everybody dies eventually. And you only get a limited time on this tiny little speck of dirt to spend with the people around you for a finite, limited amount of time. And on top of that, when you consider chubas, which he spelled that chuba instead of chuba, like it. I see this a lot. People spell it. it's Chuba. I spelled it wrong. It's Chuba with two U's. It's not Chuba. It's Chuba. But but yeah, with Chubas, there is the aspect of hypermortality, which is to say, if you consider graduation to be death, which when it comes to VTubers, it effectively is, right? If someone graduates, they're not coming back. They might come back as a different character, but that's a different character, right? If somebody graduates, if a Chuba graduates, they're not coming back, and that's effectively death. And people graduate all the time, and they graduate at a much, much faster rate than they die in real life. And if you think about it, if like you consider what the mortality rate of VTubers would be when you take into consideration that graduation is death, it's much, much, much higher. And essentially, VTubers live very perilous lives. And I think if you were to compare that to something like a pet dog or a pet cat, your pet is going to live longer than your Oshi, most likely. And that's kind of a scary thing to think about, right? Because you show up to a streamer might show up and be consistent and on time and on schedule day after day after day, and you might get used to it. Especially someone like Pippa, right? Like she's consistent as hell. She's there on the dot, Tuesday through Saturday, I think. Tuesday through Saturday, on the dot, 8 p.m. Central. I'm in Central Time. It'd be 8 p.m. for me. I don't know. I forget what exactly it is in Pacific. I don't give a shit. But she's on the dot, on time, every day. And you get used to that. But it's not going to last forever. She's not going to stream forever. And even if your Oshi isn't Pippa, your Oshi's not going to stream forever either. Like a VTuber career it's not going to be forever. So when he says support the Chuba well you can, because you never know when they won't be there, they're not going to be there forever. They're not. It's far more likely that they're going to retire at some point. And yeah, like it's more likely that they're going to graduate before your pet dies, if you have a pet. So yes, support your favorite Chuba while you can. And if there's anything that you would like to, if there's anything that you think after they graduate you would look back on and be like, man, I wish I had blah 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 blah, whatever, right? If there's anything that you think you wish you would have done before graduation, you need to get it done, like right now, because you only have a very limited amount of time before they're done. So that's what I think about that. Got to download and reset my settings on OBS. Good luck, man. I can't promise I'll be there because, timing. I don't know if I'll be sleeping or whatever, but if Foxy Roxy, if you stream, I'd really like to be there. I would really like to, at least. No promises, right? No promises. I don't want to promise anything. But I would really like to see that. Can't graduate if my account is just the same. What did he mean by this? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Expendable. I wouldn't say expendable, but they're they have hypermortality is how I would put it. Where mortality means being able to die, and hyper means above and beyond, right? The inevitable. My username is just the same as my main. Well, I mean, you could just stop streaming. Like, that happens a lot too. And that's basically the same as graduation. So. Oh. Man, I've been going at this for almost 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. This has been a good stream. This has been a very good stream. Let's see. Oh, Mixin' Horror, you're here too. Hello. How you doing, fam? How you doing? Anyways, back to the flavor wiki. I wonder what he wrote about Marie. I wonder if was this written by Deadmac too? Oh, there was Kana too. Yeah, that was like her side character, her maid. Yeah. The Marshfellows, the Mellow Fellows. Depicted in the art as marshmallows with stubby arms and yeah. Yeah. I miss Marie. Wait, did Deadmac actually make one for Milkshake? If so, not like this, bros. I think he did. I think he did. Oh, how do I wonder if I can get to it from... I already had that tab open. Was there... Yeah, Milkshake. Oh boy, here we go. Milkshake is a branch group from the indie group called Flavor, which was started in 2023 by one of the original members of Flavor named Dr. Lullamy. The group is pretty much just a few of his friends that he persuaded, forced into taking on Persona's VTuber roles into his group, some using AI models of big boob females that he created, or just the representations of their Oshis. Hey, who's this? Oh, he doesn't have a page though. He didn't make a page for Cypher yet. He's got one for himself though. What did Deadmac write about himself? Start a Camino is a self-proclaimed... Can I close this? Stop that. Self-proclaimed official member of the branch generation of Flavor, Milkshake. Their sole member of their branch named Flavor Shaker. Profile. An intergalactic traveler from a different dimension from Earth, 333, that was created by their Earth's version of Lullamy, Evilime, who combined two kids, a lion, a snake, and a goat to create a chimera. They traveled the multiverse and found themselves on Earth Prime and began to stream in hopes of making friends. Let's keep it at that. Don't make me write it myself, man. Star is pretty tall for a female VTuber, standing at 174 centimeters, 5'7". She has a slim, thick body type with a brown skin complexion. She has purple, unruly hair stretching down past her butt. She. This sounds like prompting tags. Denmac, this sounds like prompting tags. Don't you dare. Intergalactic traveler. She is Oda-chan. Yeah, she's Oda-chan. Extremely based. Don't you dare. I just might. Don't make me. Debuted lore video. Yeah. Fans and mascots. They've yet to make a mascot for their community, but says there is one in the making. The fan name of the homies. The homies. His fan name is the homies. I'm not mad. Yeah, but why? Just get good. Does anyone else in Milkshake have a... No. It's just Deadmac. Jackie needs one. Jackie needs a page. And Tommy. Tommy Trust. Tommy Trust. Yeah. So that's that. What's Juwoon say? Does Juwoon's have the the sacred liver thing? Yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. Likes Coke Zero. He does not like blood. He likes Coke Zero. Bananas. Juwoon likes bananas. Short shorts, large shirts. Winning. He likes winning. He's always winning. Juwoon is very powerful. He's always winning. Cola flavor singing. Yeah, Pippa likes the Shasta Cola. Shasta Cola. I like some of the Shasta. Personally, I really don't like cola, whether it's Coke or Pepsi or Shasta. I don't like the flavor of cola, but I do really like ginger ale. I do really like ginger ale. It was cool, but he kind of just threw the sacred liver thing aside without finishing it. Yeah. Juwoon created a challenge showing a wallpaper for his phone, which showed a possible different form of JCP-001 or just a different character altogether. There is no way to know because even though the name of the image is the character's name, JCP is the only part not concealed. Okay, so he did like SCP stuff, okay. I didn't know that. But, yeah, Juwoon's very powerful. Oh, Senna. Oh, Senna. Yeah. In my old city, there was a Shasta Cola factory. Oh. It's cool, but... Oh, yeah, I read that. Juwoon love, Juwoon love. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Senna did that tier list collab with Pippa, where it was like the Pippa and a preacher's daughter review fetishes on the scale of how godly they are. That was a good stream. That was a really good stream. you could buy directly from it. Gotta drive home, but I'll keep the stream on in the background. Oh, thank you. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to leave, I don't mind. But like I very much appreciate anyone who's willing to listen to the bullshit that I have to say. You know, like I think I say this like every stream, but yeah. Oh yes, I got the YMCA sing along from that. The YMCA sing. Oh, the with Pippa and Senna. Oh, I gotta see that. I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, Senna's very powerful. She has like how many models now that she's drawn and rigged herself? It's freaking crazy. She's so powerful. And Minna too. The farm girl. Her and Miliardo are honestly, they are living their best life, and it's so cool to see. That's, I mean, yeah. Good to have in the background of my quick drive. Nice. I don't know how much longer I want to go on though. I don't know. But what's on the page for Donna? Is it the yeah, so we've got the debut video. And well, this is actually pretty fleshed out. The goons, because of the mafia. Right, that's right. Because the character of Donna was like the mafia, the person that would do like stock advice stuff. Yeah. But I think Donna mostly streams Destiny 2, right? Yeah. I think so. Rika. I think Rika did. Well, this one isn't very fleshed out at all. I think Rika mostly streamed like 40k stuff, I think. Wasn't it? Oh, he played Severed Steel at one time. Was it videos? Yeah, he played Severed Steel. Oh, Doom Eternal. Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of streams either, though. But he did stick around for, so that's like 11 months to 4 months ago. That's quite a while. That's quite a while to stick around, honestly. That's still very impressive. I'm fighting the urge to click that notification thing, but I don't know what's going to show up. Yeah, that's Rika. We went over to Juun. Kina Lime. Very, very cute. She's the German girl. She the German FNAF artist. She's very cute. Very cute. And I like the kind of the shtick of like Lalame, like Kina Lime and Brolame. They're like the twins that, or two clones that came from the Lalame factory. But that's very cool, and it's very clear that there is a different aesthetic to Kina Lime's version of Lalame than Brolame's version of Lalame, because like Kina Lime's got a lot more of like the brown, the blonde hair, where Brolame more has like the green hair, right? And there's a third Who the fuck is the third Lalame? What? What? Oh, I missed some. Yes, Pippa and Senna. Senna's challenging Ironmouse models. Yeah. Yeah, she's getting up there. Senna did my model. She's a very powerful creator. Yeah, she did. She did the Stickman model. Yeah. Yeah. Senna's very powerful. I be gooning with Donna. Donna's goon. You one of Donna's goons. Ah. Yeah, so there's a third Lalame? I have not heard of this. I have not heard of this. I need somebody needs to inform me of where to find this third Lalame. Where do is it on YouTube? Let me turn off the window capture. Because it's gonna pop up a bunch of search history. YouTube Lalame. Is there a third Lalame? I don't see a third Dr. Lalame. I don't see another one. I really don't see another one. Okay, I'm gonna turn the window capture back on. I think it's Rhymy. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, happened while I was streaming. I missed it. Lolly gay. Oh my god. I want to see that now. I'm gonna have to go back and check out that VOD. If she was like using a Lalame model. That sounds like a good one. That sounds really funny. Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Citria Lalame, the second of her name, but you can call me Doctor. I am the scientist, Doctor Resident, 12-year-old of Flavor Corporation, not a black company. Take my meds and limes. They help prevent scurvy. So, you know what's my headcanon? You know what's my headcanon is, so originally from the original Pippa stream, Citria Lalame was supposed to be lemon lime flavored, right? And my headcanon is that Brolame is the lime flavor and Kino Lime is the lemon flavor, and with both of them you get the lemon lime flavor. That's how I see it. I'm starting to lose it. I'm getting tired. Good headcanon. Yeah. I like that. Look at Nyana's page. She ballin'. Nyana ballin'. I think Nyana does a lot of like getting into trends, and like I said with let's see if this will pull up if I switch over to this. OBS? Yeah. So like I said, we're all competing for attention, right? We're all competing for attention. And I think Nyana's very, very skilled at finding that, like with the ad stuff and with jumping on trends and like she's very, very good at like following the meta, I think. Yeah, like with becoming the going from what she used to be to doing the lolly gremlin thing now. Um, yeah, I think she's very good at searching out what people are looking for and adjusting what she's doing to match that. She's very skilled at that, I think. And she's very consistent as well. She's always streaming. Like she streams a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Nana's very good at that. Abby. She was out for quite a while because her computer died. I'm gonna be real, Chief. Nyana really went hard on the VTuber meta, and IDK if I really like it. I still watch and support her, but it feels really manufactured. To some extent, I can kind of agree. I remember being there when, like, she was doing the practice with the FPS trainer, and she was talking about like honesty and integrity, and it was very it was very honest, and it was very candid. And I really liked when she would do stuff like that, and I don't think she really does a lot of that anymore, but I don't know, maybe she will at some point. That's something I would like to see for sure. But on the other hand, I do think it's really great to see her getting some success, and I think chasing the meta has certainly helped her for that. But I mean, that's kind of getting back to my own motivation, which is I really don't want to just chase numbers. Because I've seen what that does to people. I've seen what that can do to people. And I don't want to chase numbers. I want to make things that I can be proud of. I want to do quality work and quality content, whether it's streaming or whether it's, even like the laser cutter shit with like making parts. I always wanted to do things that I can be proud of. And when I mess up, I'm not proud of it. And if all I do is just chase meta, that's not really something I'd really be proud of either. But on the other hand, if you want to, get your stuff out there, to some extent it's a necessity. And playing the game in and of itself is, it is kind of a game. Like, chasing the meta is kind of a game, and, playing the game well, I guess that's kind of something to be proud of, too. But I think, at least for myself, I wouldn't want playing the meta game to come at the cost of the content itself. I don't think that's something I'd want to do, but when the time comes, and when there's like a trend that's kind of goofy or silly to chase after, why not? Why not? I think that'd be fun. I only stream for fun. Yeah, I understand that too. Like, I wouldn't say I'm doing it just for fun. I'm doing it because I think it's an interesting artistic media, and I want to try my hand at doing my own thing. That's why I stream, is because I think it's interesting, and I want to do things that are interesting. Yeah. you stream that constantly, eventually you have to follow trends. You're not doing original content without a production team. I don't know. If you want to succeed, and if you define success by, you know, the YouTube numbers, and if you chase the numbers, then yeah, you do have to follow trends. But I don't think numbers are necessarily the only way to define success. And the way that I would define success is if I make things that are interesting, if I make things that are, I guess, something that I can really be proud of. Like if I can look at it and I'm like, man, I did a really good job on that, you know. And if it doesn't hit numbers, I'm fine with that. If people ignore it, I'm fine with that too. But like it has to be good. It has to be good. That's what I think. Making things is a lot of fun. All of the hype I made was a great time. Yeah. I really do want to stream if I can get the time to set it up. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it because I see you in chat all the time, and you have some really interesting things to say. So I'd like to see what it's like with you on the other side of the YouTube studio. Yeah. I can't guarantee that I can't, no guarantees. I can't guarantee that I'll be there, especially with timing and, you know, like overlap and things like that. But, if I can make it, I would really like to. Yeah. Big thing I have to ask myself is if I pick up a flavor character or just stream as myself. Yeah, I don't know. Or you could make your own character. It doesn't really matter. Her fans appreciate the consistency. It's not up to you to place your values on her, especially when her fans disagree. Yeah, I agree. Mm. Yeah, I think Giannis like I don't want you I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way with anything. Like I think Nana's doing a really great job of what she's doing, and I really appreciate what she's up to. You know? Like, yeah. I think Nana's great. It's, yeah. So we looked at, oh, Abby. She was out of it for quite a while because her PC was dead, and she's back now, and oh, she's goofy. She's real goofy. She's a goofy girl. She's all like she snorts when she laughs, and it's freaking adorable. But yeah, I hope she keeps on streaming. I don't know if she will, but she's great. You want something different for yourself to be perfect. Yeah. I wanna be me. And that's what I'm about. That is what I'm about. That is what I like to do, and that's what I plan on doing, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Abby love. She's great. Alinette. Why is there a page for Alinette? There's like, yeah, there's no Alinette. Why is there a page for Alinette? Marie, we looked at Marie earlier. I miss Marie. Minta's a little bit lewd, but she's got the tangents. But Minta, her voice is very mature sounding, and yeah, Yana's fantastic. She's probably the first flavor I bet would get a position in a corpo, and I hope she. Yeah, she. Yeah, and that's the thing. The goals that people have with doing the streaming are all very, very different, right? Like Nyana and Senna they're going after this full time. And that motivation, I think, explains a lot of the choices. Whereas some of the people who only do this for fun and like if you're only doing it for fun, you can afford to not chase the meta. Like you can afford to just, I don't give a shit about numbers. I just want to do what I want to do. And like I don't give a shit about numbers. I'm just going to do what I want to do. But if you want to make it into a full-time job, you got to get the numbers. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like if you want to make money, you got to have numbers. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah. That's what I'll say about that. Minta. She's real goofy. Did you guys ever see? I assume you guys saw the Epstein rap because it gets reposted a whole bunch. But I love that. I love that shit. Numbers hate. Numbers fucking hate. Numbers fucking hate. The YouTube numbers, hate them. Hate them. Hate the YouTube numbers. Fuck you. Fuck you, YouTube. Minta is my stan in flavor. She always come to her streams. I'll admit I gotta I miss her streams actually pretty often. But she's very, very good at what she does. She's very good at the tangents, and I love the tangents, and she's very goofy, and she might be the most lewd in flavor aside from maybe Brolame. Which, I mean, that's something to talk about. But yeah, Minta's great. Minta's fantastic. She got the movie watch-alongs in the Discord. We were watching Fight Club the other day. That was great. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time. And yeah, that was a great. Yeah. She is the most lewd in flavor, and it is a good thing. It is a good thing. She's great. Navel's great. We've looked at her. Juby. I think Mixin' Horror is a lot more familiar with Juby than I am, because I missed a lot of her streams, but I'm really glad she was around for as long as she was. You know, I appreciate the time that she spent contributing to flavor. But I don't really have a whole lot to say about her because I'm not very familiar, unfortunately. I didn't watch her all that much. Casual. I'm a casual. I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake flavor fan. I missed Juby. I didn't watch her streams. I don't know who she is. I'm a fake fan. But I would assume she was very good. Juby was good. Her streams were fun. That's good. That's good. She's the best, simple as. Well, that's great. Yeah, I'm glad she was around. And then Coconut Blanc, he doesn't have a page, but I remember that thing he did with the it was like a visual novel type thing that he was doing on stream. It was very creative. Yeah, that was really cool. Best is subjective. As one time I thought Mixie was the best. Mixie. Mixie. I'd rather not compare one against the other. Like, I don't want to say, oh yeah, she's better than she is, and this is the objectively the best person. I kind of don't like that kind of thing, because that's not very cool. That's not cool. But I will say I appreciate I appreciate the contributions every single one of these people have made to the meme that is Flavor. That's what I believe is. This was a meme that my Kamiyoshi Pipkin Pippa started, and every single one of these people have done at least some amount of work to make the meme a reality and make Flavor more like at least a little bit closer to being a real VTuber company. And so for doing that work, however much or however little it may have been, I am very much thankful to all of these people for having participated. And that's what I have to say. Oh, they're all good. You are right. The best part is that they all bring their own flavor to Flavor. Yeah. It's obviously according to my own standards since I said it. Yeah. Yeah. Own flavor. Yeah. Yeah, is that maybe a good note to end it, maybe? Is that I'm very thankful to everyone for having contributed to the meme. I don't know what changed on your audio settings, but yeah, my heater kicked in. My furnace just kicked in. So yeah, you could probably hear it. Yeah, it's bedtime. I'm sleepy. It's 5:35 in the morning. If I stay up much longer, the sun is going to rise, and it's going to be very difficult to get to sleep. So, flavor love. So I think I'm going to maybe read names. Scroll all the way up to the top. Oh no, I don't have all the names. How about if I do this thing? Bring this up. If I scroll up on this one. Oh, I don't have all of them. No. I guess I'll just start from the top of what I actually have, which is Super Iron Bob, thank you. Cypher 208, thank you. The Randman, thank you. Foxy Roxy, thank you. Scrolling. Mixin' Horror, thank you. Yeah, I think that's everyone. All right, you guys all have a good night. Mixin, isn't it regular hours? Yeah, he's in the land down under, where the women glow in the. I forget exactly how the words go, but the that song. He's from Australia. Um, but it's upside down hours for me because I'm in Hera and I'm just up at night like that. But yeah, bro, these Menhera hours, go to bed. Yeah, yeah. Good night, friendos. Good night. You all have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And good night. Have a good one.